up, everybody? It's your boy 313J-Mo. I'm here with another video for y'all. And today we're going to discuss Darrell, Bevell, and Paul Pasqualoni talking to the media. You know, they haven't talked to the media often. It's been a couple months. I think Paul Pasqualoni hasn't talked to the media since the end of the season. And Darrell Bevell has never really had an official interview outside of a introductory interview or some sound bites here and there. So he sat down with the media during I think the third or fourth day of OTAs and talked about some things along with Paul Pasqualoni. So we just gonna go over what was talked about. You know, little things that I got from the stuff that he said. They were asking a question about Stafford and getting him to do something new within the offense, and he said I tried to challenge him at every turn. You know, try to get him to do things that he's very used to doing and the things that he doesn't think that he's good at yet or might not know that he's good at yet. I'm going to try to get him to do some of those things, but the offense is definitely tailored for Stafford, and he said Stafford has been very receptive to that. You know, receptive is like a generic fluff word, but you know, he refused to give any info on the offense or the intricacies of it. I like that. But he did say he wants the offense to be very detailed. You know, some fluff here. Very detailed. You know, he wants the players to be able to react to it at full speed. He wants a lot of repetition with the offense so it won't be problems later down the road, and not just thinking, sometimes just reacting. He wants it to be fluid. He wants them to continue to learn, and he wants the games to always come back to the players and be good for them. Now they asked about the fact that he's using some type of old philosophy. I never knew Smash Mouth was an old philosophy. Only our media would say that. Since when is running the ball down somebody's throat an old philosophy? I don't know. But he says the game always comes back full circle, meaning the game can change a million different ways, but at the end of the day, it's always going to come back to, you know, what it's always been. If you go with basketball, defense always matters no matter what the era. Even if you can't even play defense in this era, it still matters to this day, because in the playoffs they do allow you to get much more physical. You know, obviously it's some hand checking in the playoffs, and you know, and about 50% of the time they're not gonna call it. Half the time they are gonna call it, because you know it's a soft era now. But he says he don't mind being different, you know, pushing the envelope, pushing against the grain, and he just wants the offense to be tough, hard-nosed. He wants us to dictate the game. He said this a lot of times, you know, no pun intended, but he said this multiple times, no pun intended. He said he wants the offense to be multiple, and for those who don't know what that means, basically an offense is versatile. It can do everything well, and you know, confusing, something that you not gonna see every week, just something different and off the wall. And he wants to play with good tempo and play quick. You know, just a lot of fluff words, but you know, we still gonna pay attention to the direction that he wants the offense to go. He definitely wants to use all the personnel, so he doesn't want to just use one or two players. So you might see Fulgham or the fifth receiver, maybe the sixth receiver out there on the play, because he's trying to get the use out of every player. And that's one thing I did notice in Seattle. They use all their guys on offense. They never held back. They use every little person that they could. He was asked about the tight end room. One thing he did say about the tight end room that I like to hear is he said it's depth at tight end. Since when have we heard that? It's always been trash tight ends or one tight end, not depth. So that lets you know that all of the tight ends are putting in work, besides some that we don't want to mention. You already know guys who give up on plays, but I'm not gonna do that today. They asked about running under center and shotgun. Obviously, you know, Darrell Bevell's like, I want to do both. And just it's fluff here and there, but along with some gems. Like one gem, he was asked about the wide receivers, and he said Brandon Powell is sticking out. So that's what he said. He mentioned Chris Lacy too, and you know, Amendola guys, but he said Brandon Powell was sticking out. So to me, I pay attention to that. And he said that CJ Anderson is not going to be hungry for carries. He said it's enough carries to go around for everyone. So that's let me know he's not running carry on into the ground. He's not going to run anybody into the ground. he was asked about Stafford, and the one thing that sticks out to Stafford to him is his arm, meaning he can make any throw on the field. And it's really only like 3 or 4 quarterbacks that can literally make every throw on the football field. I'm talking about outside the hash marks. I'm talking about everything. Down the middle. Do it at any distance. It's just not that many quarterbacks that can do that, and of course that's going to be something happy for a coordinator to see. So that's what sticks out to Stafford. The first thing is his arm talent. Of course, media basically asks, well, people are gonna predict this gonna be some ball control, smash mouth offense or whatever. And he's like, well, they can think that if they want. Kind of scoff. Oh, you can think that, but he was saying like it's very early. The offense is not set on what it's going to be. According to Darrell, Bevell, he said the offense is not set on what it's going to be. So we're still going to have to see. And I like that because I know the offense will be run first. He did mention that, but it's going to be very more flexible than I think people think. We'll run that ball. We definitely will, but it's going to be a lot of flexibility in that offense. And he says the personnel that we have gives us that flexibility and just some more other things, but these are the main things that I focused on from Darrell Bevell's interview during our OTAs. Now we can move on to Paul Pasqualoni, or should I call him Yoda Pasqualoni, man? Y'all know I got a nickname for everybody, but every time I listen to Paul Pasqualoni speak, I just hear the wisdom. He drops a lot of old use words, gems, use words and gems that are not in rotation when it comes to like speaking and slang. But I pay attention to everything. First of all, he wanted to start with the guys in training camp, the ones who really produce, the ones who really want it, the ones who really focus on the things they need to get better is the ones that'll make the team. And through the preseason, Mr. Yoda, the wise one, Paul Pasqualoni, he definitely said he ain't put no stock in what the defense did last year. He said every year is a new year, things change and you got to have continuity. Basically, you got to show and prove every year that you are a dominant defense. He says when it ends, and it's no guarantee we're gonna be great defensively. He's right, but obviously with the added talent and stuff, if you still using the same system and we've improved at certain positions, the defense will get better. But he wanted to focus on the fact that continuity is everything with something like this. He was asked about Trey Flowers, and all he basically was saying about Flowers is he loves Flowers' personality. He's a high character guy. Like, he didn't say that, but I'm saying, like, he was just complimenting, like, Flowers as a man. So that lets you know he's a leader and he's a high character guy. And he's just taking a wait and see approach because at this time it was just OTA. So he's not about to, put a stamp on anything. But he always says the cream rises to the top. And, he likes the room of the continuity, the room that we have, all the defensive coaches, because all of our defensive coaches are coming back for year 2, and he says that really gives them an advantage. It's nice to have everybody back, mainly from a learning and communication standpoint, because since they've already been with each other, they can communicate and learn more things easier. You already know this. You bring back the same in any type of field. You bring back the same team, it's gonna be better. You're gonna have an advantage over some people who changed their rosters. And he was asked about the linebackers, and he basically said he used to watch the New York linebackers back in LT days, because LT wasn't the only great linebacker for the Giants. And at the end of the day, he says, having a guy that's bigger, faster, stronger always works than having, a smaller, faster guy. But having a guy that's bigger, faster, and stronger and can do everything, knows his fundamentals, can tackle, and is hard-nosed, it always is beneficial no matter how the league has changed or anything. And he's right. It's not that many, but the bigger linebackers that can cover everyone, it's always an advantage to have those guys. And they're very versatile, and guys who can put their hand in the dirt, guys who can get off blocks easier because they're bigger, faster, and stronger. That's all for Paul Pasqualoni, Yoda Pasqualoni. His interview was much shorter. He wasn't really giving anything intricate yet because it's OTAs, but I thought I should mention some highlights. Make sure you guys turn on all of my notifications. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you're new here. And just keep paying attention to what's going on. It's gems that's being dropped, and I'll always highlight the gems for you guys. You know, it's 313 J Mo. I'm out of here, y'all. Go Lions.